Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. This is trivia night. Boy, we love trivia nights. What a way to end the week off with trivia. And I get so many emails, Karen, um, uh, that say I need to separate trivia night and just do trivia. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking on it, how to go about this. I don't want to do three shows on a Friday night. That's the issue, folks. Is uh, Ellie doesn't want to do three shows. She doesn't want to do news and trivia, or news, trivia, and weather and lifestyle news. So I'm working on this. And they also said, I got an email, Karen, that said, "How come you don't have a trivia opening?" And, so I'm going to have to create a trivia opening. Wow. Do I listen to a half a dozen people that say, oh, we want to hear trivia, trivia, trivia in the opening and a little less news? And they don't want to hear hardcore news with the trivia. Um, and I've Karen, what do you think? Um, uh, I try to do what my viewers want me to do, but this is a hard one on Fridays. And I'm going to think on it over the weekend. I'm going to run it by the staff, which is my family, and see what they have to say. Should trivia be a separate issue, a separate show? I'm thinking it needs to be, so that people can come in and play and not feel pressured that they have to choose a political party. Um, and they want to enjoy trivia without the politics. Make it a litter for the weekends. Yes. You see, Karen's agreeing with me on the whole thing with trivia. And I've been trying to do a lot of the news, and then put trivia at the end. So if you want to play trivia, you could skip by the news and play trivia at the end. Well, I'm still getting emails that say do trivia on its own. Um, so let me work on this, folks. I understand your feelings. I understand your political picks, your political. You don't want to hear the political. So uh, make well. See, Karen. Now the whole thing and putting it on the weekends is then it cuts into me having days off. Um, and I have been juggling doctor's appointments and different things I want to do with the weekdays, and it's I don't know if it's disturbing, but I have to take a look at the trivia because everybody loves this trivia, but they don't want the news. So, lo and behold, here we go. Now, there is a Weiss and a Weissman in Washington, and I think they only do this only to confuse you. Now, special counsel Weiss to indict Hunter Biden this month. Now, I know Weiss is taking down Enron, and then he took over Enron for himself, and then they destroyed Enron, and then they pushed forward their agenda. Now, Weissman is different. Um, they have two different names, and I think they only do that to confuse the public on Weiss and Weissman. And I'm not real. Um, I look at this and I say, you know what? It just makes it's a whole corruption thing. Now, according to the new court filing, special counsel David Weiss is on the verge of indicting Hunter Biden. The speedy trial requires the government to obtain and return the indictment of grand jury by Friday, September 29th. This is on the gun charges. Now, they are stretching this out, just like they did with Hillary Clinton, to where um, statute of limitations takes over. And once statute of limitations takes over, then everything's dropped. And that's what Hillary Clinton did, not only here in Arkansas, but in Washington, folks. Um, and I don't agree with it because now we're looking at they're going to drop everything. But you know what? Between Biden and Hillary and Obama and what's going on with their past, uh, you know, boy, when I read this article, I thought, you know what? Um, if we don't show what Obama, Biden, Hillary, and others have done, I would be wrong for not exposing this. And more African Americans, and I see it, they're starting to look at the true history of this country. Folks, it's not me that's making this up. The true history of this country is about slavery and the reparations. And that's what they're trying to divert us to. Let's say Weiss with Hunter Biden. Why are they doing this? Why are the uh, Weiss indicting Hunter Biden? And it's to cover up what? Well, it's to cover up that African Americans are now starting to see the true history of slavery. Now, they have lost 30% of the African American vote. And I said, why? What is it the African Americans are looking at or seeing or becoming not woke but alive? What are they looking at? And when I started looking at what they're looking at, I started seeing that they are now learning the true history of the United States under the Constitution, or looking at the South. Um, and I don't know the names of these two people that have been promoting this, but it's not just them. There's a couple that's promoting what they have learned, and it says now. I know you guys watch a lot of YouTube, and it says, "Oh, we didn't know this. We didn't understand this. Oh, we are now shocked. We are." Uh, eh, eh, um, there's so many videos out right now that are showing African Americans that this reparations shouldn't be there. And now I'm looking at, I might have to do um, a show on the history of slavery. Do we look at the history of slavery? What difference does it make, folks? We knew it was out there, but do we prove to African Americans for their votes? Is this a ploy to get African votes? How about we just let them know what the truth is and let them decide? And boy, I've watched the videos and I look at them and I go, yeah, it's true. But what do we do? Because is this taking away from? We should be looking at what Joe Biden did, Obama did, Clinton did, because we're looking at the KKK because they're throwing it in our face out of Ukraine and Russia. And Russia's saying, look at what they're doing. These are KKK guys. The West is KKK or uh, uh, German Nazis. And then when you look into the history, that's when you find out what the truth is. And I urge my viewers to start looking for themselves. Start looking into what the history of the Nazis are. Look into the history of African Americans and slavery, because slavery was done They enslaved not only the Irish, the whites, they did so much before they started looking at Africa. And I don't want to be mean and I don't want to be racist, but when 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 and I would say third, fourth, elementary school, um, and I never knew about discrimination until I didn't get picked. When the popular people get picked and then they leave the ones that they're not sure of, or the lame they call, um, for a certain back then it was just a simple um, um, just doing uh, square dancing. That's what was going on in my third, fourth, fifth grade classes. And the black and African American were always left. And I was always left because no one wanted to pick me. And so I was hooked up with now this guy named Greg Smith. Now I hope maybe he'll get a hold of me. Now I was stuck with him, but I didn't feel stuck. I feel privileged. Why? Because you know he never put me down for being a joke. Uh, you know, Ellie is. Let's pick on Ellie in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. Um, let's pick on her because she's a nobody. Well, so is Greg Smith, and I kept in touch with him. And through junior high and high school, I had a soft point for um, the African Americans, and then I started looking into it, and I found out about slavery through my dad. And my dad said his family at one point with slavery in their chicken farming had one of them had slept with a black woman. That's where I have uh, African American in my blood. Now I thought, no, 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 somebody's wrong. It's all Indian. It's all um, Indian, Hopi, um, this type of Indian in Northern California, because that's what my grandpa told me. And then I found out with my nephew, not my nephew, my niece, and my granddaughter, when they run DNA through Ancestry, because this is what they were doing in their senior and college years. Then I found out, wow, yeah, I do have a little bit Indian, but then a little bit of, and I'm not going to say Spanish, I'm going to say Mexican, more like Chicano that was in my DNA. Then I had African American. I said, whoa, wait a minute. And then, I went to my dad before he died and said, wait a minute, Dad, what's going on here? And he said, well, the reason he didn't really promote and talk about his parents is because there was a slavery issue. They were chicken farmers, and he didn't like chicken. Uh, uh, you could ask any of my family members if it was chicken or turkey, he didn't want no part of it. Now, folks, we're looking at this turn point where uh, African Americans are being awoken. And it's a good thing because if we don't learn about our American history and slavery, we are um, we are causing this new generation to be lied to about what actually happened. There's reparations out there. Well, why reparations? Well, what about me? Am I eligible for reparations? Do I want reparations? No. Boy, my chat's going crazy. uh, so now get this. Now, if we are looking at the first slavery, we're looking at they enslaved white people, and this was UK. If anybody needs to be mad at UK because the Britons and England had went uh, on an exploration to enslave Irish, blacks. It don't matter. It don't matter where they went. They were going to enslave. But the first slavery was on white people. And I might have to do a show on slavery. Folks, this is heartbreaking on how do we deal with slavery? How do we deal with politics? How do we deal with the KKK, white Aryans? Um, and then we're hearing that 30% of African Americans have now turned against the Democrat Party. They should. They should. When they find out that Senator Byrd and Thurman was about keeping uh, black slavery or white versus black all the way through um, um, the civil rights movement. And they thought Martin Luther King was a joke. They thought he was a radical that was going to try to take over the country. That's not what he was about. And we just had a whole Martin Luther King moment this the last couple weeks. And when you look at what he says, I have a dream that people will be equal. That's all it was. People to be equal for African Americans to go to school with white Americans. Now, I wasn't in the South, so I don't know. I was in California where, like I said, this guy Greg Smith. Uh, were they racist or were they just anti? Well, at that point, when I was put together with him, and then I went into high school and I started seeing the riots. I was like, why? Why are they rioting? If Martin Luther King said all we want is equal, why were they rioting in the 70s? And why would they want to high schoolers go to a elementary school and hurt kindergartners? So that's my um, exposure to the civil rights movement. And when I looked at it, I thought, I have plenty of black friends. And, is it wrong to say black? Is it wrong to say African Americans? What do they want? And it's only because they're lost. They're very, very lost on what are they now until they uh, establish the meaning of who they are. We're going to run into this racism. And the Democrats, and they're finding out now that Democrats are the ones that have been lied. They have been lying to them for decades. So Karen, I'm going to have to. I, I hate to do this because I'm the wrong person to put forth the African American in the Constitution and the Civil Rights Movement because I'm not black. I don't want to put someone else's videos out there that say, "Wow, we didn't know, we got lied to." But it seems like now that I'm going to have to put forth uh, what really happened in our in America. And it's not just America; it happened all over the world, where we're looking at slavery, reparations, and what is the truth. Anyway, we got Hunter Biden, and then I want to move on because I know everybody wants to do trivia. California Senate passes controversial law requiring parents to affirm gender uh, identity or face punishment. When I seen that, I said, "Whoa, wait a minute." So in kindergarten, I have a first grader granddaughter. What is her gender? Well, she likes to play with Barbie dolls, but you know what? She likes to do boy things. So, what is their gender? Do we know? Karen, you got a brand new baby, and they're saying at that point. Now, Karen, tell me, does your little peanut is she a boy or a girl? Now, if she's playing with boy things, oh, then her gender needs to be changed. Kids are kids, folks. Let them be kids. Let them be kids. Let them, me growing up, I remember I wanted to play with Barbie dolls, but when I wanted a little tomboy and I wanted to do things. Does that mean I'm a boy because I wanted to do tomboy things? But they say Karen's baby is where they're starting this gender thing, right about a year to 2 years old. Karen, does your baby want to be a boy or girl? We don't know. They play with Legos, they play with blocks, they play with Play-Doh. They draw pictures of flowers and butterflies, and who I don't think they know. And now we have California law saying that by the time they're in kindergarten, they should know what gender they want to be. Are they going to be a tomboy? Or are they going to be a little girl that plays with Barbie? If they're a tomboy, oh, they're a boy. What if they're playing with Barbies and dolls and babies? Is that going to take account for what they want to do right now? And this is California. And if you don't decide whether or not your the courts are going to take into actions whether a parent affirms a child gender identity or gender expression and determining the custody, it has to head back to the assembly for concurrence on the amendment before going to the government. What the hell? Why is the government deciding whether our kids are male or female? When I always thought, growing up, I'm old, folks. I'm in a different generation. When I hear I was born a female, and maybe I had tomboy issues, and now that we're seeing these gender changes, the genders are coming back and saying we made a mistake. I'm actually a girl. I'm not really a boy. I made a mistake. And how many of those do we see the polls on? None. Susan, oh boy. Um, feel sorry for the kids today. They are being so brainwashed and are going to have a serious mental illness as they grow up. Isn't that what they want? Me and Lee went over this last night. When you are looking at kids that are confused and they don't know what they want to do in life. Now, I grew up that you're confused until high school and you go to college, and then in college you decide what you're going to do. How many kids have said, I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a police officer, I'm going to be this or that at 5, 6, 7, sixth grade, seventh grade, and then they end up being a nurse. How'd that happen? I thought they wanted to be a firefighter. See, your choices change over your experience in growing up. Let's let the kids be kids. Let's let them grow up, decide what they want to be. And if they want to be gay or they want to be transgender, let them. But let's do it in college or after. Let's not go with forcing a 5-year old because a 5-year old decide he's going to play in the dirt and mud and Hot Wheels. I did it. Man, I had the biggest collection of Hot Wheels you wouldn't believe. And I played in the mud. But you know what? I enjoyed being a woman growing up. I don't want to change genders. but I played with Hot Wheels and my early years, and people would have thought, oh yeah, if me playing with Hot Wheels in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. Remember playing house, folks? Remember playing house where you played with your friends that you dream of being a millionaire or whatever it was you wanted. You played house. Did we look at gender change? No. And I don't mean to get into this for so long tonight, but gender is, um, the Senate passes, um, and this is in the blue states. When the Senate starts passing, we enforce what our kids are. And then we have to decide when they're 1, 2, 3 years old. I played with Hot Wheels. I ended up enjoying being a woman as in after college. Could I be a male? Yeah, I could be a male. I could be a male gender, and I could. Um, what? What am I going to do with my life? Uh, they say when I was in the employment field, they said men outranked women in management fields. And I said, no, 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 no. This ain't happening. I'm going to be one of the top management careers in Target. And I worked and worked and worked, and I got the personnel management position. And I said, you know what? Now that I know that Target and Walmart are connected, you know what? I'm going to be the manager of Walmart. And it didn't. To me, it didn't matter. The men outranked me. I just thought if I did my best and proved myself, I would be over that man. And that's all it is. Why are we wussying our kids to not want to stand up and push forward and be all that they can be? So I'm an army commercial. Yeah, be all you could be in the army. No, no, you be all you can be as a person. And that's what I teach my grandkids. I said, be all you could be. Don't be falling for the gay gender movement. You be you, what you were born as, and you push yourself forward and you be all you can be. And then if you decide that you're the wrong gender, then we'll discuss this. And my grandkids are all for it. They color their hair. I mean, I know you guys have seen it on my Facebook that my granddaughter colors her hair in different colors, and but that's the new gender. Does that or not new gender, but new um the new wave of this generation to color your hair all different colors. And she's like, "Oh, you'd look good in blue or purple." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm old fashioned. I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be." But if I like pink and purple, why not dye my hair pink? Why not dye my hair purple and make a stand? For what? What's the stand of having purple hair? Now I know I'm going to get hate mail on this one, but if you want to have purple hair and that's what you feel makes you stronger, do it. But have the quality and the experience of life with that hair to push you to get the best career ever, to be the best you can be. All right, I'm going to move on, folks. I know everybody's ready for trivia. A California Senate passes controversial law requiring parents to affirm child's gender identity or face punishment. Get out of California. That's all I can say, folks. When I seen this, and this is what I just talked about, why force your kids at a young age to be a gender they don't want to be, and they will change it. And what's it going to be in 10 years? No, keep your kids away, the kids, and let kids be kids. Boy, this one here, boy, this really upset me. 4-year-old twins suffocate in a toy chest. Um, when I heard about this, I thought, how devastating this is. That you get a wooden, you think when you get a toy box, it's going to be okay. Now, these kids climbed in with their favorite little stuffed toys, threw the rest out. And because it's sealed, it suffocated these kids. Be very careful of what you buy for a toy box, and always leave it to there's probably a recall on this toy box now, but how about we put something uh, on the edges of the toy box that keeps it from closing. You think we're smart. We are smart people. Grandmas, uh, I've got everyone from uh, teen years to 60 years old watch my show, and fans. And they say, I would have done this, I would have done that. Well, put something on the edges or in the center that keeps it from closing all the way. Why do you have a toy box that seals? That's a safety hazard waiting to happen. So these 4-year-olds, they didn't need to die. They just didn't need to die. Biden under fire because of unlawful cancellation of oil leases. He went through and he's closing. He went to Alaska, and Alaska said, "Whoa, wait a minute." More and more, they're closing down the gas, and all it's going to do is increase gas over the winter months. And the Biden economics isn't going to work, folks. We are looking at gas prices increasing to force us to buy electric cars. Well, with electric cars, you got to buy the hookups for your house, which if you buy, let's say even a cheap $60,000, $70,000 car, you're looking at 10 to 20,000 for this um, house system that you can charge your car with. So after you get done with that, do you have the ability to add this to your house? Now, me, I would probably have to upgrade. So yeah, and when I asked the electrician, how do I upgrade to having an electric car? He said 50,000. So even if I got a cheap little Urkel car that nobody fits into, I couldn't even ride my grandkids in it. I'm looking at 100 to 150,000. And then they said, well, let's put solar panels on your house. Whoa, wait a minute. All right, so we're going to put solar panels. That's 50,000 or to 100,000. So now I'm looking at 200,000, worth more than my house. And they're saying even in the next 5 years that the EV and the wind generators could be faltering. It's killing birds, it's killing fish. Oh boy, I could rattle on tonight, Karen and Susan. I don't know if William's in yet, but I could rattle on of how bad this administration has duped us. And yeah, let's look at Obama. When I didn't vote for Obama, but I thought this is awesome. Now that I know and I've investigated Obama, I have to admit, when Obama went in office, I said I can't even watch because I know he put Hillary in as State Department, Department of Justice, DOJ, and I thought this is bad. And I didn't want to watch, so I ignored it. I didn't look to see what the Obama administration did until Fast and Furious. Why? Because you know what? That was part of the Iran Contra. It was part of the Clinton with the boys. It had everything to do with that. And I said, no, now I got to pay attention. If you voted for Obama, you got duped. I'm sorry. Everything that he pushed. And what did he push for? For Muslims to come into the United States. And they're peaceful Muslims. Yeah, they were peaceful. And then we found out, no, they got no-go zones, and uh, they got Dearborn, Michigan, and they're Islamic extremists. And then when we asked Obama about it, he says, no, let's not look about that. What about the guns to Mexico? Tons, oh my God, thousands of guns. Now we're seeing them in our our gangs. No serial numbers, and they're all being traced to um, the Obama era with the gun running, Fast and Furious. And this, how many years later is this? 20 years? Really? So now we know all the guns that we gave Mexico and the cartels, and it was to bust them for doing this. It never happened. Now we're seeing it in California and Sacramento and Fresno and Berkeley and uh, Portland, Seattle, Chicago, New York. We're seeing these guns all over America now, and without serial numbers. And there's certain ways to trace it back to. And what does it trace back to? Fast and Furious with Obama. Now, who cares if everybody is, why is everybody all up into Obama and being gay and he slept with this guy? And this was news decades ago. I mean, we all knew about this. We know he smoked crack. We know he was gay. Who cares? But back then, now think about it, in early 2000, that was something that we didn't talk about. Now it's acceptable. Is it true? I believe so. Did Michelle Obama transgender? Probably. When you have someone grab your crotch and there's something there, yeah. And Joan Rivers did it. And she said, Michelle Obama's a transy. Yeah, until you grab them. Yeah. How many people are going to go grab Michelle Obama by the crotch? Really? Nobody's going to do that. But Joan Rivers was brave enough. And what happened to her? Now I heard she's still living, folks. I've watched videos of a woman that now her husband, right after she died, has almost a woman that's a vegetable, not knowing where she's at, what she's doing, what she's anything, climbing into a car a couple weeks after her death. It's out there. It's disappeared off YouTube, but it was out there. I don't think she really died. I think they just made it so she wouldn't talk. And that's what our government does. And it's not just Democrats, folks. Republicans do it too. When we start moving to our anthem, we got sports, we got NFL coming in, and what got me was I started watching some of these NFL, and they're going to sing the BLM anthem, and people are booing and they're upset. They want the national anthem. Just stop it. It's big news, big news. NFL, they booed this African American song being sold or being sang. It's the wrong place. Go sing and do this elsewhere. And then we had soccer. It's big on soccer right now. And when they started wanting to promote gay and LGBTQ, I don't even, I know I say it wrong. You know what they said? Stop it. 24,000 fans told them and their climate changers. No, we don't want to hear it. It's not the time and the place. Pull it, take it out of sports, and go find another place. And then we look at we're moving into election. Now get this, there is 4.3 million votes that are going to be changed. And you say, wow, wait a minute. Well, they're redoing districts so they can get more Democrat votes. What about the boxes? Why do they need the boxes? Why can't everybody just go vote on the day of voting? Why do they need a box to put ballots in? Now, if you, Karen, tell me this one, and Susan. Now, if you can drive, okay, anybody that can drive, if you are going to get your ballot and you say, all right, am I going to go to the ballot place and stand in line and put my vote in, or am I just going to simply fill this out and drop it in a box? And why is 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 300, 1,000 being dropped off at once? Why can't people just go vote? Let's quit using these drop boxes, because the drop boxes are for people that are going to drop 50 votes at a time and who are voting. Now, I personally seen, now, Karen, were you here with the last election with me? I know a lot of you were online with me, and we stayed up till midnight. Might have been one or two for those watching, but when I seen them, uh, oh, we're going to close the precincts, and it shows them pulling these tubs, and they pulled out these ballots, and the ballots had no creases. These were the ones that were in the drop boxes. How do you, and I've said this before, how do you fold a, a ballot, put it in an envelope, have it dropped, and have it come out straight? That was seen. Sorry, Democrats. This is what we're looking at. And believe me, go back and look. Go back and look at the videos. How about the videos that show that if you voted for Trump, it flipped and it went to Hillary. So many people videotape that. It's time. They said this might be the very last time that we're able to vote on paper. Why? Because if they could get it into you to vote on these machines, the machines, it's already been admitted they could be changed. And so, what do you do? Do we fight for the paper and have them stuff boxes, or do we fight for the machines that can flip your vote? You know, and do we, if we get Trump in, let's say we get Trump or DeSantis in, and then we come into the next election, what if a corrupt Republican gets in office that is actually a Democrat, like Asa Hutchinson? Yeah, well, you don't think about that. This election and putting your vote in is so corrupt right now. It's like a third world nation of corruption. And we have Comer and Jordan and quite a few of them that want to take all this to court. And it's only to correct what is wrong. But until we correct our voting system, we're going to go through this every single 4 or 5 years of no, they didn't do it right. No, they are corrupted. No, they are breaking laws. No, we know the Biden family, Bush family, Clinton family. We can go on and on and on of corruption in our political system. And I want to point out Bush because the Reagans and their families hate the Bush family. Why? Because the Bush family was in with the Democrats. How do we know that? Papa Bush, oh, Bill Clinton's like a son to me. Why? Because the two of them were part of Iran Contra and bringing cocaine into this country. Who can, I can bring up the boys on the track, folks, but I'm not going to. And this fur boy, I call him fur boy. The only reason why he was getting basically life is because he was in Hillary's office, not Hillary, Pelosi's office, and got a hold of her laptop and looked to see. Well, when they asked him, "What did you see?" "I didn't see nothing." "Well, you looked at her laptop." "Oh, I know, but I didn't see nothing." Well, because Pelosi thinks he's seen something, then he's convicted. Okay, fur boy, if he didn't really see nothing, I mean, in the heat of the moment, and he actually didn't see anything, why is he going to prison forever? Because Pelosi's pissed off. And Pelosi, oh, well, what about San Francisco? If you're going to be so pissed off over Fur Boy getting in your office, your pristine little office that your holes in the walls are covered up by your multi-million dollar uh, pictures and art, well, why haven't you cleaned San Francisco up? Why didn't Feinstein clean it up? Why is Camilla Harris not cleaning it up? Because this is what they want. And so Fur Boy comes in and he sits at her desk, puts his feet up on the desk, and says, "Hey, look at me." And then he leaves. And is that worthy of a crime of uh, uh, of a terrorist? And then we look at the 9/11 terrorists, and they're saying, "Well, we're going to let them go." Why? They blew up a building, but Fur Boy, because he was in Pelosi's office, is going to be forever? Really? Oh boy. It just shows you how corrupt the Democrat Party has been for decades. Decades. All right, folks. I want to get into, oh, yeah, I know you guys are looking at trivia night. And more than likely, I'm just going to go ahead and do trivia for the rest of the time. Uh, so that way, anybody that doesn't want to listen to what I just had to say, or they don't want to listen to the news, they can watch trivia, and it's just all trivia. All right, Karen, you ready? Karen is the one to beat tonight. Yeah, and these are commercial ads. So here we go. In a commercial for this game, one kid exclaims, "You knocked my block off." Which game are they playing? Now, these are commercials, folks. "You knocked my block off." Yeah. So what is it? What is it? Boy, I know I probably got you all going from the news, but let's move. Let's do trivia. In a commercial for this game, one kid exclaims, "You knocked my block off." Which game were they playing? I'm waiting for I got them all heated up in chat. You have to look back if you're watching this and YouTube or um, Facebook. Go back and look at what my chat has to say. Rock'em sock'em. Everybody saying "rock'em sock'em" in chat. Rock'em sock'em robots. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? In a commercial, one kid claims, "You knocked my block off." And the answer is "Rock'em sock'em robots." Um, um, so where's Linda? Linda tonight. Where's Beth? Come on, jump in there. And if you are watching and you have recently been added or have added our show, jump in and give a comment. We had a gentleman do that a couple weeks ago. Where is he? All right. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. All right. In this commercial for sausages, a child calls out, more blank sausages. Is it Hillshire Farms, Parks, or Jimmy Dean? These are commercials from the 60s and 70s, 80s, I believe, folks. In this commercial for sausages, a child calls out, more blank sausages. Mom, is it Hillshire? Is it Parks? Or is it Jimmy Dean? I love these where you can decide because they even I believe they even had Oscar Mayer in here, and I didn't add it, and I was like, no, it's not Oscar Mayer, and I picked the wrong one. I picked the wrong one. Think on this. Is it Jimmy Dean? Is it Hillshire Farms or is it Parks? And you asked what was mine? I picked Hillshire Farms, not Jimmy Dean. And lo and behold, guess what it was? It was Parks. It was Parks. Karen got that one right. All right. In this commercial, one of the kids jumps up and exclaims, "You sank my..." Yeah, it's a game. You sank my what? I know you guys are going to get this one. This is a popular game. And, these are commercial ads. In this commercial, one of the kids jumps up and exclaims, "You sank my what?" I know a lot of you are probably going to get this. Where's Linda? Where is Linda tonight? Because I know she can get these. Everybody, I get emails saying, "Well, I can't quite get it. It's not my generation." Well, you know what? Everybody knows these commercials. And what is it they exclaimed? "You sank my what?" You sank my battleship. You said battleship, you got it right. All right, now this one's a long one. Once upon a time, there was an engineer. Choo Choo Charlie was his name. Uh, and he had an engine. He sure had fun. What product did he use to make his train run? Was it Skittles, hot tamales, or Good and Plenty? And I looked at this and I said, "Boy, I don't remember that commercial." Now I chose hot tamales, folks. And, I'm not going to tell you if I'm right or wrong, but I thought, Choo Choo, and to run his train, you would need something hot and fast. So let me know what it is. Jump in there. But I can see my chat is thinking on this. Once upon a time, there was an engineer. Choo Choo Charlie was his name. He had an engine and he sure had fun. What product did he use to make his train run? Well, now, Skittles, hot tamales are Good and Plenty. Okay, so here we go. Answer was Good and Plenty. Yeah, I had it wrong. Well, William, quit following me. I'll steer you. I suck at trivia, so if I pick one, you folks, you might want to think about it. Oh boy, I just gave you the answer to this one. Um, oh boy. Okay, so everybody knows this one. I'm going to have to give everybody the point for it. This ventriloquist dummy sitting with his dog would sing that this company makes the very best. And then the dog named Farfil would sing chocolate. What were they singing about? Um, what makes the very best chocolate? And of course, everybody's going to say Nestle because I gave you the answer. Yeah. So Nestle makes the very best chocolate. So I gave everybody a credit for it. Jump in, folks. You could have got this free point. Yeah. Uh, Answer: Nestle's makes the very best chocolate. I differ with that because I like Hershey's better. Um, what do you think, Karen and William and Susan? Who makes the best chocolate? Is it Nestle's or is it Hershey's? Or is it European? I know that the over in Europe they make the best. They say chocolate, but I tend to disagree because we have Hershey's, we got Nestle's, we got others here in the United States now that have been working with chocolate to make the best chocolate ever. So, um, all right, let's move on. And I gave everybody the point for it. Where's Linda? Linda, I'll give you a point if you show up. Um, Candy coated popcorn, peanut and a prize. That's what you get in. That was okay. Now, if you remember the commercial ads, candy coated popcorn, peanuts, and a prize. That's what you get in. Now, this um, product, you used to get little toys inside, and they were great. I mean, everybody couldn't wait to rip open the box and get to the prize. I know I did, and to say, "Here, someone else eat the popcorn, the candy coated popcorn." I'm ready to get the prize. Now they do tattoos. Why? Because too many parents had kids choking. So why are you giving your kids popcorn they can choke on and then claim it's a prize? And I think we all know. And did you eat this product when you were a child? Now you go looking for it and they have a bag of it. It's like, where's the boxes? Where's the prizes? Well, now you know what? They're talking about taking the prizes out of the box because kids keep choking on it. What are they choking on? Is it the prize or is it the popcorn? And when I called and was trying to find out, they can't give me an answer. They don't know. They just know kids are choking on when they open the box and they got this candy coated popcorn and peanuts and a prize. They don't have the reasoning why they took the toys out. Um, all right, so uh, uh, and we even have Susan. Didn't you like the? They had some cool stuff. They put whistles in there. They put it wasn't tattoos. They put little toys inside that you could have a lot of fun with. And why give your kids a box of Cracker Jacks and when they're too young to eat it? You gotta watch. Karen, would you give your 1-year-old Cracker Jacks by himself? No, because they choke. What about the peanut or the the what do you call it? The shells of the popcorn. It could get stuck in your throat and kids could choke on it. You wouldn't give a baby a box by itself for it to play with and choke on, whether it's a toy, whether it's the kernel, whether it's the peanut. And the answer is, boy, I'm going to be late. I'm already, the answer is Cracker Jacks. All right, I'm going to be late today. All right, next one. You deserve a break today, so get up and get away. Where is this jingle directing you to go? You deserve a break today. So get up and get away. To where? Anybody know? And this was early on. I don't think you guys realize how old this slogan is. You deserve a break today, so get up and get away. Where are you going to go? I am not going to go there. uh, if I was to get up and get away to a fast food place, I don't think it'd be this place. I've pretty much found out there's other places you can go, like the donut shop. Yeah, Ellie goes to the donut shop and gets um, a lot of donut shops now offer the um, uh, croissant or the burritos, breakfast burritos. Sonic and all of them do. Burger King, all of them do. So um, let's see. And here we go. And the answer is McDonald's. This jingle was actually written by the pop star Barry Manilow. Did you guys know, Susan? I know you were the first one to jump in McDonald's. Did you know that Barry Manilow wrote this? Wow. How many people know that? Now you could say, get up and get away and go to McDonald's. But who wrote the jingle? That should have been the trivia question. That should have been the trivia question. That it was actually written by pop star Barry Manilow. I added some cool stuff into today on the trivia. Where's Beth? All right, complete this list: baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and this is a very old commercial. I mean, if unless you know the commercial in itself, you're not going to know the answer. So it's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and now a hint: it's a car. I can and I know I shouldn't give you everybody a hint, but apple pie, hot dogs, and a what? And my chat's answering, and uh, it's uh, a Chevrolet, but it's a Chevy, a Chevy. And all my chat, I thought this would get them, but it didn't. Complete this final jingle. When you said blank, you said it all. When you say you've said it all, what is it? I seen it and I went, ah, I don't know. When you say what, you've said it all. I know you guys are, and I was like, damn, what was it? What was it? What is it? When you said you said it all. And I was like all over products. I was like, oh goodness, was it Alka-Seltzer? Was it a a fast food place? When you say you said it all, man, it took me for a loop. This one here stumped me. When you say you've said it all, and the answer, yeah, Karen, I thought this was a car. I thought it was going to be a Chevy thing. And the answer is Bud or Budweiser. It was widely used in the jingle in the early 70s. When you said Bud, you said it all. Wow. On to the next one. What soda pop slogan was be young, have fun, and drink what? Now, I gave you a choice. Is it Dr. Pepper, Coca Cola, Pepsi, or Mountain Dew? This was in 1993. So, you younger generation or folk that watch, you guys might know this. Where us old fogies, well, I'm okay, I'm sorry, we're not fogies. Us older generation wouldn't really remember or what this was. Because we seen the Dr. Pepper, Coca Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew commercials. But be young, have fun, and drink what in 1993? Let's see what everybody. I think I'm going to stump my chat room with this one because it stumped me. You know what I picked? And don't I picked Mountain Dew because I like Mountain Dew, and I picked the soda I like. And, and then I asked my grandkids what, and they all picked Dr. Pepper. Um, and then I had my youngest granddaughter say Coca-Cola. So, and then I've heard, I asked again my neighbor and he said Pepsi. So we all pick something different. But it's because it happened in 1993. So what is it? Let's move on and give you the answer. Boy, I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Get out and watch a movie tonight. And the answer is Pepsi. If you said Pepsi, you got it right. Um, and so that's what it was in 1993. Not many people drink Pepsi anymore. It's all Coca-Cola. All right. Once you pop, you just can't stop. What potato chip slogan? This product has been around since 1967. When you just can't stop once you pop. What is it? It's a potato chip. Let's see if you guys can get this one. And I didn't realize this product's been around since 1967. I thought it was in the 80s and 90s. And then when I seen the trivia on this, I was like, wow, I got to let everybody know this, that this product has been around since 1967. And I always thought it was something new and original that would get us away from potato chips into something else. Once you pop, you just can't stop. All right, folks. So the answer, hurry up and get it in, chat, get it in. And the answer is Pringles. Pringles. Susan, did you know it's been around since 1967? That's my question to chat or anybody watching. Put it in the comments. This is the one time I'm going to ask you to put it in the comments. Did you know that this product was created in 1967? I didn't know that. Wow. Why didn't I hear about this in the 70s when I was a high schooler? I didn't. All right, double your pleasure, double your fun. It's the blank blank gum. What is it? Double your pleasure, double your fun. I think they even had twins when they did commercials for this. I had to go look, and I thought, yeah, they are. Double your pleasure, double your fun. Yeah, Karen didn't know that. You didn't know about 1967? It's been around that long. I mean, I used to go and get me an icy and M&Ms, and I put the M&Ms in my icy, but I would get potato chips in the little bags. But I never remember in the 70s seeing Pringles, folks. I don't. I never remember seeing them. I remember seeing them when about the time my kids were, uh, 6, 7, 8 years old. I never knew that Pringles were created in 1967. All right. So let me know on this one. Um, double your pleasure, double your fun. Jump in there really quick because what is it? What gum? All right. So the answer is double mint gum. What paper towel advertising slogan is the quilted quicker picker upper? What paper towel is the quicker picker upper? And I was like, I don't know. I just buy paper towels with the cheapest I can get for the I want 3 rolls cheap. That's how I buy paper towels. Now, I bought the expensive ones and I go through them just as quick. And this is the same with toilet paper, folks. How many times have you bought the 2-ply, 3-ply, and paid a lot of money for it, and then you go back and you buy something like Scott, and you go through the same amount, and sometimes the quilted uh, toilet paper or the quilted paper towels, you use the same amount of. So oh boy, we have to take a look at that on savings because now everything is so much more expensive. Do me a favor, try something cheaper. Instead of a two ply, try one ply and just double it. And because they're bigger rolls, now get this, they put bigger rolls in your single ply than they do your double. That I found out. Look at the weight. Look at the weight on the package. Now, do you is it so hard to double? You pull one out and you double it and you grab it. Is it better, equal, or is it just cheap paper towels? All right. And the answer, oh boy, let's get to the answer on this one. Where'd William go? I think everybody, since I was sick last week for Friday, I think everybody's kind of standing off this week. And the answer is Bounty, the Bounty paper towels, the quicker picker upper. And not nothing against Bounty, but I'm saying go to a single ply and take a look at it and see if and see if it look buy your Bounty or whatever it is and use your paper towels and see how long it lasts you. And then buy the cheaper like Scott or one of these other ones and see if it's the same amount that you're using at a quarter of the cost. All right. Not to tell you to switch. All right. What clothing store slogan? It's all inside. And it first opened in 1902. So we're looking at a famous clothing store. I mean, it's all inside. Yeah, we all know that. Was it Sears? Was it Kohl's? Was it Kaufman's? Or was it J.C. Penney's? I was way off on this one. Now, I'm gonna give you a hint because Kohl's and Kaufman's, I don't remember being back in early 1900s. So, and the big thing was Sears, J.C. Penney's, Kmart, Woolworths. Remember Woolworths? I'm surprised they didn't have this on the list because it's all inside. Uh, to me, you remember the Woolworths counter that you get food at? Mom would sit you there while she went shopping and she'd buy you French fries and a Coke, or maybe a hamburger. Uh, Woolworths, they should memorialize more than they do some of the other stores. Woolworths was around forever, and everybody seemed to go to Woolworths. So anyway, uh, I'm not sure. Just hit him up on our Karen. Just hit him up on our messenger. Um, if not, and hit him up and ask him for his phone number. Lee would definitely like to. But he likes talking to you, Karen. So, anyways, anybody know what this is? I think everybody's. I think I stumped everybody on this. What clothing store slogan? It's all inside, and it's a 1902. And the answer is J.C. Penney's. And I should have went and found the history of Woolworths because to me Woolworths was way more important than J.C. Penney or Sears and the Depression. Really? Okay, onward. Uh, the next one we are looking at. We've what beverage has the slogan got got what? Uh, and they gave a hint, but just gives it away. So when you have a commercial that says we got, what is it? Got what? You got what? Throw it in there real quick. Boy, I'm way past the hour. Um, but I had to tell you guys about. Uh, you go back and watch it if you're conservative or looking for some real answers. Uh, but I took up a lot of the hour, about 45, 50 minutes of uh, letting you guys know American history. So, what do you got? You got, what do you got? And the answer is, all right, Susan and William, throw it in there. And you got milk. You got milk. Aren't you glad you use? Don't you wish everybody did? This one here, this one got me because all of the choices they give you, dial, Listerine, ivory, or scope, I can, to me, I remember every one of these could have been a part of this ad. Aren't you glad you use what? Don't you wish everybody did? What is the answer on this one? I think these ads have stumped a lot of people tonight. Um, aren't you glad you use? Don't you wish everybody did? And I when I seen the choices, I was like, no, I think it was something else. And I was like, no, and I looked at the answer and I was like, yeah, they're right. Aren't you glad you use? Don't you wish everyone did? And I think if Linda would have played tonight, I think she would have won, you guys, because these are a lot of ads that were used in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and it said 60s and 60s through the 80s for the category for tonight. And I I think Linda could have jumped in, Linda G and Beth and a few others, and even some of those that watch our trivia and don't really play. I think they know what the answer is. All right. So, and the answer is no. What I thought it was Listerine is what I thought, and the answer is dial. I thought Listerine or Scope. Remember, if you remember some of the old commercials for mouthwash, it was like the bad breath thing. Halitosis, is that what they called it? All right. Don't put a cold in your pocket. Use what? And get this. This was the same article or same slogan they used for 20 years, and it worked. Don't put a cold in your pocket. Use what? And I didn't know because you know what I thought it was NyQuil. No, it's not NyQuil. Don't put NyQuil in there. Don't put cold in your pocket. Use what? And yeah, I was so wrong, folks. I was so wrong because I really did think that this was a NyQuil commercial. And then come to find out, no, it wasn't. Don't put NyQuil. So, what is it? When you got a cold, don't put a cold in your pocket. Use what? And William jumped in and said Kleenex. Is it Kleenex? Is it a tissue? Is it a medicine? And they said this has been used since the early 1980s commercials. And they said it was a great slogan and they used it all the way almost into 2000. So, and the answer is hurry up, throw your answer in, ladies. And the answer is Kleenex tissues. Did you guys know that one? Kleenex tissues. See, I thought NyQuil, but it's a cold. You're going to always use Kleenex tissues. Now we're down to the last few. I think there's two left. Now they said, with these commercials, who was Mr. Whipple a part of? Name the product of Mr. Whipple. Please don't squeeze the what? I think that's what they should have said. Instead of saying advertisement, this Mr. Whipple, they should have put down, please don't squeeze what? I know everybody's going to get this one. So, wow. Mr. Whipple, and we have one more after this, and we'll close out the show for Friday. Uh, Fun trivia tonight, folks, with ads, jingles. I thought about bringing in the young stars or the young songwriters, but let's see what happens next week. I think, man, how long I've been doing this over a year and a half now with trivia, and I'm gonna make some changes. Give me a week or two, and I think we're gonna do trivia on its own. And I've been posting the videos for those to watch. Um, so, Mr. Whipple, don't squeeze the what? I know everybody knows what the answer is, and the answer is Charmin. Don't squeeze the Charmin. Now, the last one of the night is Madge. Remember Madge? She was around for a very long time. For what product? What was Madge a part of? Was it was it toilet paper? Was it uh, fast food? Was it something you could buy in the stores that you use? Who was Madge? You know who I thought it was? If you think it's butter, but it's not, use chiffon. And that's who I thought it was, Mother Nature. She's not. No, no, no. Who was Madge a part of? Who was Madge a part of? Are we ready, folks? Jump in. Even we had Karen put an answer in, and if you want to copy, copy. If you don't, come up with your own thing. See, I was on the wrong thing. I was thinking butter for Madge. But no, it's not butter. All right, and the answer is Palmolive dish soap. Yeah, remember the whole thing about the hands, and that's all. So, so what did we get out of this? We've got Karen. Well, I'm going to go with Susan with 13, William with 8, and way to go, Karen with 15 tonight. Karen keeps whooping us. Time for someone to get in and whoop Karen. Wait, Karen, quit. Are you looking at my cheat sheet or what? No, I don't give Karen the answers, even though she's our moderator. I don't give her. She has to guess it. And you know me, I did tonight. I did what I thought. I had 4. I got 4 right, and Karen got 15, and Susan had 13, and so did William. So I'm thinking, wow, I suck at trivia. Yeah. So, uh, of course, fill the churches over the weekend and have a wonderful weekend. It's getting cooler. We're moving into fall temperatures like Arkansas. We're not going to see anything over 85. So I'm excited. I might be able to get out and get up to the property this weekend. We have gravel being put in, and we're making some decisions on the property now that what we're going to do next. We got a power pole that's going to be put in, so we're excited. So, way to go. Oh goodness. Um, uh, I got to put our winner in there. Way to go, Karen, with 15. Yes. And of course, I tell everybody that if you want to play along and you are willing to put the answers in our comments under our shows, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, yeah, I will take it in account. Some people do play, but no one has ever won the chat room. And they've come close, but I haven't seen anybody beat anybody in the chat room yet, even DB. So have a wonderful weekend. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit my bell, ring my bell. and that way you'll be able to see when I do the next show. So you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will see everyone on Monday, unless something comes in as breaking news, and I'll jump back in. We'll figure the trivia out. I know everybody wants to separate it, so we'll figure out how to separate the trivia with the news so we get more people into play. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Fill the churches, and uh, when it comes to the horrors that we hear with what's going on around the world, have a happy moment. Go do something fun. In fact, get Redbox and watch a movie.